Can moving abroad in your 20s actually change your life, or is it just full of difficulties and stress?
In this video, we will share some pros and cons of living abroad as young people. Hi, welcome back to our channel, Fra
And Seve. Today we are talking about living abroad, moving abroad, and some pros and cons related with that.
We started moving abroad at the age of 21,
I think, yeah, 20.
We decided to move abroad for different reasons. I moved first in Greece with an exchange student experience, and we just found each other there.
First in Greece, I moved there alone, and after Greece, I lived in Italy for a couple of years.
And then I decided to move permanently in Finland, the home country of the boy next to me.
Now we live in Finland together.
At the end, we became pretty good in moving abroad. And
So if you're thinking to move abroad one day, or just ever dreamed about it, or maybe you're living already abroad right now, I think this video will be really helpful for you.
Yeah, the first thing when you move abroad is that most likely you are completely alone. So an advantage and at the same time disadvantage can be that nobody knows you. This is an advantage because most of the times the people that are around you know you in a specific context. It can be in school, it can be in the workplace, it can be in the family, and they perceive you in a certain way that probably it doesn't really coincide with what you really are. So for example, in work, you are really silent and hardworking and really focused, but then in social situation with your family or friends, you are very talkative and extrovert. And while moving abroad, people don't know you.
Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows how you are in your own home country. It's like a fresh start completely. Yes. You can be whoever you want to be, and this is very liberating because you can be really whoever you always wanted to be.
This can be a disadvantage at the same time, depends how you perceive it, because especially at the start you will feel more lonely, or you have more time to spend alone with yourself, and it is exactly in that moment that you will realize also who's the true yourself. And I think it's that the moment, you can be whoever you want, but then at the end choose to be the truly yourself.
Yeah. Can I please talk a bit?
Yes.
You talk all. I was just looking at the camera, looking at you, looking at the camera, looking outside, seeing a couple of dogs walking there. Second thing when you move abroad, it's you are really out of your comfort zone. And this again can be a negative thing and a positive thing at the same time. When you move abroad, usually even if it's like your neighbor country, but especially if it's really far away, you will experience some sort of culture shock when you move. Like there will be nothing the same as in your home country. That there's the environment, the food, the people, like everything. So when you are out of your comfort zone, you can turn it to be a good thing. You can really start to adapt to the new things. You can welcome them with open arms and not reject them. Like if there's really a lot of difficulties for you to adapt to the culture, maybe they are really extrovert and social and you don't really feel to be with them, you can really try your best, and I suggest to try the best to be like in the culture, even if it's not your nature to be like that, but try, because that is exactly what leads to the personal growth.
And I think your brain has this instinct of actually adapting. I wasn't really ready to move abroad, but still I made the decision. Even though, for example, my language skills weren't not the best, I just talked Italian. And you understand that when you move to Greece, knowing just Italian, it can be a problem.
You don't talk the language they speak or the English that they could understand, so it's a bit tricky. Or probably the biggest thing is how to survive alone, how to live alone in this, that you don't have anymore the support network around you. You have to learn how to cope with this situation, that you are just alone there and probably nobody's there right next to your door to help you if you have some problem.
At the end, humans are made to adapt the environment they are in, so don't be really scared. about moving abroad, because the place you are going in is too different from what you are used at, because you will get used to it. So another thing is seeing things from a different perspective. You start to learn new things because everything so different, and you see the entire world from a different perspective.
So you go kind of from seeing it just with your own eyes to be like the outsider of everything, and see from that everything basically in your life. You can start to see the habits what you had before, or the friends, or the family, or anything basically. It's really great opportunity if you want to improve something, or you see that maybe this friend is not so good for me after all, even though we have known each other for 5 years. And the disadvantage in this can be that not everyone will probably like these changes that you might make, and it will be a hard time. For example, if you come back after living abroad for some months or some years, they will notice that you have changed. You will see that you are not anymore the same person that when you left. And this can create some difficult situation when your friendship was based on, for example, something that doesn't exist anymore. For example, a hobby that you don't even like anymore. Yeah, this is a disadvantage. But again, most likely when you were living abroad, you became more towards who you want to be in life, and go away from that you don't want to be. So in the end, I think there's more advantage in this than disadvantage.
Can be a disadvantage at the start, that you feel like you are losing someone because you changed or they changed. But it's actually not, because this is kind of life. Along the way we make changes, we grow, and sometimes we lose people that we don't feel that they match anymore so much with us. Abroad you can make more connection with people that can appreciate where you truly are. They can be very close to you, and here is another advantage, and that's that you can create a very strong network of people or friendship. Doesn't matter like which is the reason you go to move abroad. Like it can be a student exchange or
for work, or just to get experiences, backpacking,
for traveling,
or you will meet probably a lot of people there, like the local people, but also maybe some other foreigners who have moved into the country, and you can create a small community. With these people you can create very deep connections even in a short time, especially if you really want to learn from them something. For example, language, the culture, the lifestyle.
And if I can add an advice, is to really try to learn the things you like from the culture, try to get them into your lifestyle, because they can be so useful, they can really enrich you.
And it's really great, you feel so much more comfortable when you're just kind of letting it happen, going with the flow, not trying to go against the flow. And when we were living in Greece, we became really like Greek kind of in the lifestyle that we had. I like kind of went completely away from the Finnish lifestyle and became more like Greek, and maybe I am still actually a little bit. So abroad you will for sure get a lot of experiences, no matter if you're there for 1 week or for 10 years. It's for sure that you will remember some of those things forever. They are stories for a lifetime, and this is another great thing that happens when you move abroad.
And remember always that what is advantage, what is disadvantage, what is negative or positive, it's all about your mindset. And you can always turn negative experience or disadvantage into something that is actually positive for your personal growth.
Yeah, remember that. That's why it's quite difficult to say advantage or disadvantage, because they can be both, and they can be either or both at the same time even.
So moving abroad, whatever it takes, will change your life. It can even be that you meet the love of your life and you are completely the opposite and you don't know what to do, and you can go to check our video.
So if you're lucky enough, you might find the partner of your life living abroad, just like we did. And maybe the partner might be completely different from your culture and from what you're used to. So if you're in a situation like this, or think that you might end up in a situation like this, make sure to watch our first video where we talked about how we were able to build a good relationship despite being basically the opposite from each other.
And now You know where is the comment section, it's below. You can share with us what is or was for you the scariest thing about moving abroad. So now you're getting to know us a little bit better, Fra and Seve. And if you like this video, or you like it,
subscribe to our channel
and
give this video a like, or share with us something in the comments other than the question if you want to talk with us about anything.
And see you to the next video.
See you next time. Have a nice day.
Yes. Ciao, ciao.
Advantages and disadvantages. Today we will talk about advantages and disadvantages of...
Try to think as an American, how an American would say.
Okay, that's a good one. Today we will talk about advantage.